lights start flashing again down here.
I think he'll pull to the inside and just try and pretend that he's going to have a go. Here we go, look. See, he's just getting his brakes back up again. Yeah, moving back onto line for the corner. So you're not disadvantaged. Nice and early on the power. Bit of a wider line out from Vilander there. Using a bit more track.
Yeah, I noticed in the final, just coming in down towards us in the final corners out of the Porsche, like Corvette and everything. He's using a big amount of road up there.
Again, having another look. Not really close enough to do it. Oh, is he? Is he now?
That's brave.
Yeah, he was a bit too far back, and I think Milner saw him and just gave him a bit of extra space just in case.
Yeah, because you know who was going to end up in the gravel if he decided to turn in early, don't you?
Exactly.
It would have been him, so... This battle's doing Senna the world of wonders, because he's now nearly 10.5 up, so he's taken another second or so because of these two battling away. So great advantage in this category for him now.
Back in the AF Corsa pit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ferrari just seems to lose out on the initial drag out of the corner, bottom end, and then gets in the slipstream, and it seems to be able to pull the Corvette back up.
I think if he's gonna manage it, it's gonna be under braking, because he does seem strong under brakes.
But I think realistically, if he is going to pass him, it's going to be on the Mulsanne straight itself, because unless he forces him into a mistake, and again, getting out of that tight corner, the Corvette just drives away. They're going to come across some traffic, okay? There's another set of headlights ahead. So that's Milner just getting confirmation you really are racing for this one, so don't be letting him by easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's caught up in traffic. It's the Porsche. It looked like it could have been the Dempsey car, actually, that they've just gone past.
Yeah, it looked dark in colour, didn't it? Sound great, don't they?
They're just coming in front of us now.
Yeah, I think he's down the in. Oh!
He's looking. There's not much between them anyway.
No. Look, he's got a good run out of there. He's got a real good run out. We're going to have to be brave up here, though.
As I say, the Corvette just got those extra legs coming out of the corner. So even though the Ferrari got a better run, the Corvette's just dragged away a little bit. He's covering the inside just in case. Nice and neat and tidy through here. Through the Dunlop corner. Dipping down the hill. Flat out right-hander down here, and then braking into fourth gear for this left-hander, and it's flat over this brow and into Tete Rouge, and then you got the long drag down Mulsanne straight. Yeah, he's just drawn away from the Ferrari again. Needs to get that Ferrari right up into the slipstream. I don't think he's going to be able to touch him in a straight line. That's his problem. The Corvette's just got a bit too much for him. So, you know, the best he can hope for is to try and push him into a mistake. Again, I don't know whether that's just habit or whether he needs to do that. Maybe he's got a long pedal. But he's just, you know, pushing his brakes and getting the pads back after running the curbs.
Also, as you say, habit, confidence. It is there, because I'm going to have to be as late as I can on the brakes here, so I just want to make sure when I hit it properly, it is right.
And still getting the blue lights as well, even though it's a fight for position. And also bearing in mind, these lights will be showing in the car. He's got a monitor in the car,
yes,
which will be flashing blue.
Right.
So that'd be quite annoying for the driver, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't on the radio to his team saying, well, that's it. You know, that's probably why they confirmed that it was a fight for position, because he's getting all these blue lights saying you're a slower car, you're about to be overtaken by a faster car, and he had to confirm who's overtaking me, because I thought I was in second place here.
Brundle in the P2 category, just on an outlap. He's been into the pits, obviously just for a half service of fuel. Here we go, here we go. You're going to have to be brave down here. Just a dab of the brakes.
It's way too quick to be having a go down into here. You know, you've got to get fully alongside before you even think about having to go into there. It's way too quick.
There they go. And the final sector coming towards us. Senna's lead is up to 12.18. These are big corners, aren't they? Big, brave corners.
Yeah, a slight lift with a little bit of a break from Milner through there. Normally it's just a bit of a lift. Good line there, nice and tight. Good apex. Run it wide.
He's so wide. I mean, he won't have any fillings left by the end of the race.
And these cars they're built so strong now to take these extra, you know, the forces that go through when you hit the curve hard. Yep. Again, it's identical to the last lap. It's just right on his tail. And you see is that, I think that's Fisichella getting ready to get back in the car. So that 51 Ferrari will be into the pits pretty soon.
No disrespect to Giancarlo Fisichella, but that's quite disappointing, because I just want them to keep going, these two.
Well, if you remember, the Ferrari is at least 2 to 3 laps on it, you know, the earlier pit stop strategy. So he's lighter fuel. Mind you, his tires are slightly older as well. But you know, overall, I think a good performance from Philander. He's brought the car back up there. He's fought hard.
Last year, Kobayashi was in that car, the number 8 car, just for information coming into the pits. Yeah, Kobayashi kind of turned down Ferrari, didn't he, to go back to Formula 1. So,
that's the reason, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking he was... yeah, that's... all that work, and he's got to start again now just because someone was overtaking him in the chicane. You see he's scrolling across the top. Wirtz is our leader still. 1 minute 55 behind is Andre Lotterer in Audi number 2. Audi number 1 is third, plus 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Porsche 20 is fourth and fifth. Did he make a bit of a mess of that?
He did run a bit deep.
Yeah.
Again, he had a prototype coming, so his eyes were probably drawn to behind, and he didn't quite know where it was. And it was a fast one, so that's one of the P1 cars. Interestingly, Lotterer has taken a bit of Sarasan's cushion away. He's got it down to 155 when it was over 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's not by much, but it's going in the right direction, isn't it?
He's nibbling sort of half a second a lap off him. I think we could be seeing the car 51 in the pits this lap anyway.
Yeah. I think it's been a strong stint though by the Finn. He's done a really good job.
Well, they're in the mix, so that's the important thing.
Yeah.
You know, just over 12 hours to go now, so almost halfway.
Yeah, 17 minutes away from halfway. Can you believe it?
And for us as well in our stint.
Yeah, we're just about to come to the end of our triple stint. Well, the halfway through our stint, isn't it? Yeah, 6-hour stint. 2 hours 43 minutes into it. Just keeping a lookout because they're on the way down towards us. There's that lift you were talking about.
Very wide every lap, right out over those extra cuts in the ground that they've made to stop people doing it.
I think he's coming straight down, isn't he?
Not one more lap.
No, I think he's in.
Oh, he is in.
Yeah,
yes,
he's in.
Right.
Yeah,
you're right.
get his drinks bottle out there. Let me get in there.
So one of the few teams, as we were talking about before, that actually use the second driver who's just got out of the car to actually help the driver who's getting in belt into the car, and most of the other teams use a helper.
So it's what they call a full service: tyres, fuel, and a new driver.
Stall from Fisichella there.
Just be careful on the wheel spin there, Giancarlo. Okay, I'm waiting for some sector times to come up.
So Senna's still lapping in the 356s and Milner 358. So I don't know whether Milner's hurt his tyres or what, but the pace has come. You know, as his stint's going on for Bruno, and as his tyres have got older, he's actually got quicker. And Tom's kind of sitting around the same pace as he was when he first got in the car. So we're looking at Richard Westbrook there. So I guess he's going to be the next one getting into the 74 car when it comes into the pits.
Okay, Fisichella up there. So it's 1 minute 20. Let's just make kind of mental note of that. 1 minute 20 now. And the Corvette team will have to service their car. Just trying to see, because Sarrazin is on a good first sector compared to Lotter. I'm just going to get a bit of a Lotter 4 seconds quicker than him on the previous lap. Potentially traffic.
That's a 51 Ferrari of Giancarlo Fisichella going past the Japanese, well, there was certainly one Japanese driver in there, Shinji Nakano. I don't know if he's the one in the car right now. Number 70, so they're, I think, quite far down.
Okay, Porsche ready for somebody as well.
Pierre Eret. So looking further down the order, car 91 Bergmeister in the factory Porsche, and Parenti in the Ram Ferrari are the last two cars running, still running, quite a few laps down, but they're still running. And we have, I think, 9 cars out of the race so far. On board with the 14 Porsche again.
Now, this is the one we got a message from to basically say there's no fans working in there, so that they no fresh, no cooling air coming into that car.
Doesn't seem to be affecting Mark Lee at the moment anyway. He's setting good lap times. He's the fastest of the P1 runners at the moment. Of course, he's just got in the car, so he's in his first stint of a quadruple stint. He might not feel so fresh in about 2.5 hours' time.
So the gap still at the front, 1 minute 55, so swings and roundabouts again. Lotterer. Oh no, sorry, that's changed. Lotterer, where he took 4 seconds the previous lap, Sarrazin taking 4, so that's obviously the traffic that Sarrazin hit 2 laps ago. Lotterer's hit on that lap. Evens itself out. We're waiting for the Chevy to come in, aren't we? Here it is. Well, there's somebody ready to get in anyway. Now Senna's leads up to 16.5.
That, I think, is the 73 car. It's let's see, is it? Yeah, I think that's Jordan Taylor getting into the 73 car again. Another helmet, I don't know, so but I'm imagining that's him. So, and we did see Richard Westbrook in the 74 car getting ready as well, so both Chevys are due in. So Garcia out and Jordan in. Yep, I see his glasses now, so that's definitely Jordan. And somewhere under there, he's got a big mullet as well.
Oh, dear me.
Which I think he's going to have cut off soon for a charity.
Well, that's okay then. Just checking up on any gossip as we watch this pit stop going on. Driver change in the Poulsen car. Christian now out of the car and David Hansen in the car. Car 20 having its headlights cleaned.
Yeah, still a healthy lead for the Aston 95 in the Pro-Am class.
I'm just going to keep an eye on my pit lane now for car 74, because I suspect it's going to be the next lap, because the other Chevy's just been in, hasn't it? So I'm not going to bring them in together.
So one of the Chevys, yep, he's just on the way in now, so 74 just coming into the pits.
The gap was 119 when they 119 at the last position. Let's see if Fisichella can do anything about that. I suspect the message to Fisichella will be push, push.
So we're going to see Westbrook get into this car now.
I think Milner would have enjoyed that stint. Good bit of battling, good bit of competition.
Yeah, I think he probably thinks, oh, I wish I'd been able to stay closer to Bruno.
Yeah.
But maybe that last stint, he was probably hurting with the tyres a bit.
"12 hours, 7 minutes to go."
So here comes the 51 Ferrari through the last, the Ford chicane. We've got the Chevy in the pits now. How quick are they going to get out? Go on, off you go.
I think they could do this.
It's going to be, well, it's going to be close regardless.
Very good. I think, was that the...
There he goes.
Was that him?
Just shot right back.
No.
No, it's not.
That's an Aston.
Is that the Aston?
There's the Ferrari now, just turning in left.
Yeah.
But that...
It's not the Aston.
No, it
it's
can't be
an
the...
Aston.
Yeah. So Giancarlo, not quite enough. We're back to where we were, probably slightly closer than what we were when Tony got out of the car.
But as we talked about before, Giancarlo already up to speed, car warm, tyres warm, and Richard now has got the issue of getting up to speed himself and getting those tyres up to working temperature. So here we go, they're side by side. So sitting on the outside of him is the Corvette. So he's made the pass, it's stuck, he's through.
He came from a fair way back there, didn't he?
As I said, you know, it takes a little while for the tyres to get up to temperature, and the advantage is with the car behind because you're already, you know, you're up to temperature yourself. You're running well. You've already done a couple of laps, and your tyres have as well. So it's just that little bit easier, and you know, it doesn't matter who you are. It just takes time to get everything working and, you know, hit the right brake points. And I think we'll see soon the fight back from Richard. I think so. He's pulled a little bit of a gap on him just now. Richard should get up to speed and be able to fight back and bring that Corvette, because we know it's a very fast car, and take the fight back to Fisichella.
Yeah, we needed that to really happen, didn't we, for this battle? We needed Giancarlo to get past him, because once the 74 car gets up and running with Westbrook in it, he'll start to chase him down. But Senna is, I mean, he's still got to stop. 137 in front.
He actually pulled more of a gap than I thought. So I wonder whether there was a little issue with Westy, whether when he made that, when Fisichella made the pass, maybe Westy ran wide and lost a bit of time.
All right, just news, the Taylor car 73, the other Chevy, it's had a spin and continued at the S's.
Now we can see on the screen the Xbox logo. I can negotiate a new contract.
Okay, listening in there, I'm not really sure what they're going on about. But
well, I think it was a plug.
She's very nice, isn't she, checking up on her driver? How's it going out there?
Yep, so sounds like that, you know, they made a little change to the front of the car during the pit stop that we saw. Obviously improved the front end a little bit, but he's still complaining a bit of understeer. Didn't quite catch it about the tyre. I just wonder whether they're thinking about going to a different set of tyres.
Okay, Senna is in and out of the pits just while we were listening to that, just fuel only for Senna. So he's on another big stint here. Lena's really calm and collected, though, isn't she, with her drivers? It's kind of like there's no stress, there's no panic. Is everything okay out there? We actually saw it, didn't we, when we were in our gap She was crossing from the paddock back to the pits, and really relaxed, really calm with information and delivery. So Tom Christensen is on the pit lane. He's on his outlap now, to be fair. That's a 4th stint for him.
Yeah, quietly been getting on with it, really, hasn't he? So 2 minutes away from the halfway point.
Yeah, so we'll count that down to the halfway point, as you say, as we watch out. So Senna, his gap. Wow, Senna, that's obviously not doing a driver change there. Gave him an additional 15, 16 seconds. So he's 34.264 up now. But then look at the gap. As you say, Westbrook kind of like struggling initially in his opening couple of laps, because he's gone from Fisichella going past him as he entered the circuit, and he's now at the gap of 34, 44, 16 seconds. So
he does seem to be struggling to find his feet. Yeah, that's half a second in the first sector alone.
So and we know the car can do the Ferrari. So Westbrook just struggling slightly. I'm waiting to see what Lotta's doing. Yellow. Okay, that's car 1. That is car 1. Go straight. There's a problem with the car 1. They're telling him to go straight on and stop the car and do a power cycle.
So they need a full reset with the car.
Okay, so what was it was 0.60, wasn't it? Which is the chicane.
So he's a long way from the pits. So yeah,
he's going to have to do this at the end of the straight.
Well, he's doing it as he's moving. See the lights going off there. So that was the car being shut off and restarted again, and it looks like he's running a bit quicker, but no, it's still not at full speed.
But from that message, they said he had to stop, because when he didn't stop, we heard the engineer go, "Oh."
Well, I think it was just too late. I think he'd passed the chicane by that stage.
Now, is that thing switched off and coasting, or is that stopped?
Well, the lights aren't very bright, are they?
No,
so
they went off, didn't they? So
I wonder if he's in the middle of some kind of cycle now, resetting.
Okay, there's going to be white flags for the cars behind, but this is our #1 car going slowly. We're being told to do a reset.
Right, he's fired up again. How's that now?
That sounds better, doesn't it? Oh, it's...
Is it? No, I don't think it is. Certainly quicker than before, but that's not racing speed.
He's not so far away from the end of the lap. I'd be interested to see if he can... He's got nowhere else where he can really stop. The chicane was the place to stop, wasn't it?
I think that's why the engineer was a little bit frustrated, because he wanted him to stop, go straight on at the chicane and just stop and do that. But he missed it, so there was nowhere else on the track he could really do it. But as you say, he's coming up to the Porsche curves now, so some traffic coming from behind. But if he can get through Porsche, then he can get back into the pits and they can do it properly there.
Okay, that drama there has just took us over halfway into the race. Now less than half the race still to go. 11 hours, 58 minutes. We did say we were going to call that, but then we got sidetracked by Tom Christensen having problems.
So he's back up to some kind of speed anyway. He's passing GT cars, so let's see if he actually does come into the pits, if it's fixed or not.
Do you come in? You've got to...
Yeah, he is going to come in, because he's still very slow.
Yeah, you've got a gap, so you may as well come in rather than stopping again out on the circuit. Yeah, here he comes. He's on pit road. Ah, trouble week for this car. Everything that could have gone wrong has. I mean, he's hardly any speed in the pit lane there. think the lights are off, aren't they? There's no electricity. Oh, you've got just the bottom ones on.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it's not necessarily an engine issue. That sounds more electrical. So let's see what they do with the car. Obviously, it's going to get pushed back into the garage now. It'll go up on its... well, first it'll get refueled. Go on the stands and be pushed into the garage.
I think this is really cool the way that it is. Just for your information, Sarazan is on lap 188, 188 laps for our leading Toyota. Kimber Smith in the P2 car, 2 fastest sector times for him in Sector 1 and Sector 2.
Again, another former P2 winner around here, so he knows his stuff around this circuit.
Now coming into the pits as well. Okay, they're going to swap the drivers as well.
Yeah, well, Tom was on his last stint anyway, so I think it was a case of, yeah, let's just do everything. Let's do the full service while it's here, and we'll make the most of this. Get it up and running again, and get the tires, get the fuel in it, get the driver changed.
Yeah, Tom Christensen, he was asked to reset the power cycle, whatever the... As you say, that sounds electronic, doesn't it? Like as if it's something to do with the KERS system. Dr. Ulrich out the back, just looking towards the car, giving it a bit of a polish and a bit of a clean while it's in there. Okay, now we need to start looking. Here we are. We're on board with the 20 car, because the 20 car is now challenging for a podium, depending on how long this takes to fix. Now, Audi got a busy service because they got Lotterer in there as well. So yeah, so Porsche, remember they did lead earlier on, but Porsche heading back to a podium, depending on how long they can. Now the front end's going back on, so there wasn't anything in there. You look at his Sector 2 time for Christensen, 200 seconds. So a lot of time lost.
Yeah. And it's not fixed yet, so...
No.
A lot of rushing around.
It's cleaner now. Okay, just for your information, Senna still leads. He's way out. He's 31 seconds in front. From Fisichella. Fisichella has 19 then on Westbrook. So we have the #1 car in the garage. Christensen being asked to do a reset the power cycle, which he kind of did, but it didn't work. So he's now in the pits. Here comes the 20 Porsche, which is going to unlap.
A further lap down,
yeah,
isn't he?
He's going to unlap himself. So he's now on the same lap. He's passed. He now gets past.
No, Christensen's still...
Wait, but that's that. Our graphic, the graphic on the screen said it was past, but then he's now on the same lap on the timing screen. So another 3 minutes 40 seconds. And we'll see him. No, he is up there. He is up there. Look, it's now reset and the first sector. Right. So the Porsche of Bernard up to 3rd place. Sarazan has come into the pits while we've been watching the screen. Sarazan in the pits, and Lotterer on an out lap. Still in the pits is Christensen. Okay, so a change for the podium position.
Senna now got a very healthy lead over Fisichella, 30.5 seconds, and Fisichella likewise has got like a 20-second lead over Westbrook. So that fight that was all within two seconds about an hour and a half ago is really spread out.
Okay, Alex Brundle still leading the P2 category, just for your information, and the GTE-Am category. is the Aston Martin 95 car, which is the Danish car, I think.
The Heinemeyer Hansen car, yeah.
And okay,
still lapping 1 second a lap quicker than the car behind, which is the Ferrari of Bussoff. So
this work
pulling away.
This work on the #1 car seems to be going on the left rear, because the mechanics are cleaning all the right-hand side of the car. It seems to be the left rear that they're working on a lot. Okay, so it is Toyota in the lead, still the #7 car. #2 Audi is in second, and the #20 Porsche in third. As we just look in again, mechanic stood in our way, maybe probably on purpose.
Yeah.
So, some shouting going on as if they've found something. It's fired up, or they're trying to fire it. So Audi, realistically, right at this moment, are down to 1 car for their challenge.
Yeah.
At the front, they're down to 1 car. So we've got 1 of each now. Toyota, Audi, and Porsche in the top 3.
I don't think you can quite say they're down to 1 car yet.
Okay.
After all, we're halfway through the race.
Well, yeah, we are halfway through the race. Yeah, I might. You might remind me of that fact an hour ago or something, won't you? So, in the fight, at the front, as the Porsche completes another lap. Sarrazin on his outlap. Okay, now he's saying Degrassi's on an outlap now. We haven't seen that #1 Audi leave the pits, but he's got an outlap on his board. He hasn't put a sector in yet. It's Degrassi in the car.
Yep, there's the first sector gone in now, so he is out of the pits.
Yeah.
So if it's fixed, that wasn't a bad...
No, it's empty. Here we are. We're on board with him.
Seems to be functioning normally.
There's something in the left rear. Was what they were working on. A bit of a debrief now. So he's down to 4th. Only dropped 1 place, but is off. It's like 4 laps off the lead, and 1 lap behind Bernard, who's in front of him. The mechanics going in and chatting with the engineers. A bit of a debrief there, but as you say, this car right now is going well again. Okay, who are Porsche getting ready for? Somebody. All seems to be, at the moment, quite calm in and around all the categories. Change the right-hand side door.
Sounded like it.
Yeah. Now remember, it was Lotterer who has a door issue that we knew about. His catch had come away. So,
yeah, so Mark Lieb there saying that he's got a light that comes on when he's running out of fuel. So basically, there's a certain point on the circuit which you don't go past with that light on, and you have to go into the pits that lap. If you get past, if you're at the Porsche curves and the light comes on, you probably do 1 more lap. but where he was on the track, the light was on. Okay, going to box this lap, and it's a normal service. He's just out of fuel, probably just refuel it. They'll have a quick fiddle with the door, and then send him on his way again. He's on it, you know, he's pushing hard through there. Again, his lap times are right up there with the quickest, so yeah, the Porsche is showing that it's got the pace.
Okay, there's Alex Brundle in as well, our leader of the P2 category. Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he is. He's up to 5th place. Remember, this was the car that had fuel issues earlier on in the race. And the 95 Aston Martin, the leader of the Am category, into the pits. So 3 cars into the pits on this lap. 2 category leaders. Okay, let's have a look at what they do to the door. Right-hand door. That is the one nearest the pit garage.
He's got it in his hand there. They can't actually work on the car while they're refueling it, so they can do driver stuff, but they can't actually work on the car. So they're going to wait till the fueling's finished. They can clean it as well, obviously. He looks relatively relaxed. If they have got heating problems in that car, then it doesn't seem too much of an issue.
Yeah, they've got the other door open now. I'm not sure whether there's a new one going on there, but or whether they're trying to see what the initial problem was.
Yeah, they are going to fit a new door there.
No tyre change here, just fuel. So this is actually costing time, because they're not kind of doing something else at the same time. This is a standalone.
Well, the reason they're not changing tyres as well is that you're only allowed 2 tyre changers, and if the 2 tyre changers are fitting a new door, then you can't.
Okay, new door on the 14 car. He's on his way out. Longer pit stop than they would have wanted. Okay, driver change in the 35 car. Mardenborough is in there, 29 coming into the pit. So now it's interesting.
Yes, it is. I've just picked up on that myself.
The other driver hasn't gone back in. I'm just going to check.
It's Mark.
Yeah, the Russian driver hasn't gone in, so they've put him back. Tell you what,
Mardenborough did a fantastic quadruple stint last time. Alex has just done another fast stint. I think they're just trying to put this race to bed. They're trying to put it so out of touch.
He was just near enough finishing his stint when just after we started. Alex came in just after we started at midnight. So he's had 3 hours off, and he's back in there. So yeah, that's just. I mean, yes, as you say, they just want to finish this off. They just keep it going and put in their strongest drivers.
Yeah.
In the dark when there is big gains to be made.
To be fair to Mark, though, he was doing a good job. He's putting in some solid lap times and still pulling away from the guys behind. So, yeah, maybe they're just going to put him in after Mardenborough when it gets light, because by the time he does get back in the car, it will be light. You know, it could be various reasons that we don't know about. Maybe he's not so happy to drive in the dark.
I'm just looking at the wind. Our blow-up chip packet opposite us just starting to move around a bit more. I'm trying to now see some flags out the back, but I can't see any. But maybe a little bit of a breeze out there. Oh, there's one of those Michelin performance charts that don't understand it. In fact, the leading car, the number 7 Toyota, has had 6 sets of tyres. That's what that told me. Right, Sarrazin, Lotterer, Bernard, de Grassi is our top 4 as the number 7 car comes through the final chicane, out of the final chicane, and away to start yet another lap. 192 laps. And his gap. Obviously, he's got to wait for Lotra to come through, but the last time we saw it was verging on the 2-minute mark. If you're only just joining us, having probably been watching the football or just coming in from a night out, the number 1 Audi has had a problem just recently. Had to reset the car and it wouldn't reset, so Christiansen, oh, I thought he was just going to run in the back of him there, but he didn't. Christiansen had to come into the pits and have the car reset, and they swapped drivers. De Grassi now in that car. I thought that Toyota was closer than it was. The fans are definitely thinning out across as we look out of our commentary box through the final chicane. There's a lot less fans there. Still quite a lot wandering around, but not as deep as what they were an hour or two ago.
Yeah, they're probably over in the campsites now. A couple of beers, chilling out.
Okay, we've got
another team getting ready for pit stop. Well, the number 1 Audi certainly seems to have fixed itself. Well, the team have got it back going. So a fair chunk of time lost from that forced longer pit stop. They did do a driver change and they got some new tires on it, so we've got De Grassi in the car now, and he's good to go for a full stint, fresh tires and full fuel tanks, so he's going to be on it, but too much time lost in that unforced error really with the car.
Okay, well, it was an injector.
Yeah, just confirming.
They think he can do it though, don't they? An injector problem. They changed an injector in the number 1 Audi. 5 minutes 20, as you said, was lost. So an injector issue. Now, we were kind of thinking it was an electronic kind of fault, but injector problem for that
shows
car.
What we know, eh?
Yeah. So.
But yeah, that is pretty impressive that you can do have a change like that. But we've seen it. We see it every year with them. You know, they have cars pushed to the limit. They put them in the walls. They managed to drag them back somehow to the pits. They rebuild them within 10 or 15 minutes and they get them back on track again.
Okay, some more info from the 14 Porsche. Reports coming from the car. The brakes are getting bad now. So, it's not what you wanted to know in the dark, is it really, either?
So that's Mark Lieb. He's on his out lap now, isn't he? He's just been in the pits. It's quite a long lap, though.
Well, I'm not sure.
That's
I'm only just picking that message up. That message, let me just see what time that came in. That was 6 minutes ago, so that was... Would he have been in the pits just... maybe...
6 minutes ago, he was just about near the pit, so it would have been near the entry, because his last lap that they're showing is a 5-minute lap, so that was his pit-in lap.
Just some replays here. As we go down now, I was going to just check something. I'm looking for a Ferrari. Just some information on a Ferrari, but I need to get my spotter's guide out as I look for it. Can't see it, what I'm looking for. Okay, car 58, which was that one we saw earlier on fire, wasn't it? That's the car. because we've got a bit of a football theme going on with the World Cup. I mean, that was 58 is Fabien Barthez, the French goalkeeper, when he played football. So I've actually, let's maybe just I wonder who's in car 58 at the minute. I don't know whether it was actually running, because we've seen it in the back of the garage a few times. But we're just sidetracked slightly from our lead battle. And car 58, it is out there, yeah. It is.
Sahil Ayari in the car.
So,
again, another big French name, been around a while and very fast driver. So I think scheduled stop for 70, a unscheduled trip for the mechanic though.
Oh, you wouldn't be able to do that again, would you? The timing of the air hose being pulled, which the mechanic was just stepping over.
Yeah, I think that could have been a Japanese driver getting in the car now. Shinji Nakano, maybe. Back in the Aston pits.
Tell you what, it's quite chilly, isn't it, when the doors open now? It is cold outside. It's getting colder. It's not cold like in some parts of the world, but okay, Mardenborough in the car 35. Now I'm going to point something else out now. No lights on the dashboard again. Is this something that he wants? Because when Alex was in the car, there was lights on the dashboard.
Yeah, you're right. It's gone. It could be that the camera's got some kind of filter on it, and he's, you know, there usually is like a dimmer switch.
Yeah.
And you can really
but Alex was out
dim
in
it
the
off.
dark as well, wasn't he? So it's just a bit bizarre that.
There could be a filter on the camera lens, and he's really dimmed it off. But it is weird that those both the times we've seen Jan driving the car, there's been no rev lights, no lights at all, only the lights to see out.
I mean, as you say, you would think it would be all the time they would be on, because there's some important information going across that screen.
Christensen back in the pits again, getting prepared for his next stint. Looks in a good state, not too tired.
Geez, that stint was probably prematurely ended by about 5 or 6 laps, wasn't it, that he's just got out of? So with that issue, car 27 having is that 27? Yeah, that's our.
So they're putting some like heli tape over the light just to protect it, or to patch it up with, one of the two. Yeah, let's see what Mardenborough's doing now. Just crossed the line, 342. Car behind is down to 341, but he was caught in a bit of traffic there, wasn't he, in that lap?
They've got enough of a gap.
Yeah, they've got a big lead. I don't think they need to push too hard. They've got a lap lead. So I think the important thing is, yeah, keep the pace up, keep concentrating, but don't push too hard. Lotter has got the gap down to Sarazan up front though, so we knew he was chipping away at it. So every time we look back, he's got a little bit more. So it's down to 134 now. So that's Sarazan in the lead car, number 7. Lotter in number 2. Took 2 seconds off in that lap. It would be nice to see a fight. It would be nice to see if, you know, those two cars get together and have a bit of a fight.
Toyota Team 8 ready for Sebastian Buemi to come down pit road. Come on, Lothra. Here comes that. Car 8 is in pit road now, and we're just going to watch some sector times. Lothra half a second quicker in the first sector than Sarazan. I tell you what, Bernard's not far away. Lap-wise and time-wise, overall he is, but he's competitive on his sectors. Car 36, Chatin setting a personal best in sector 1.
Pretty simple stop there from the number 8 car.
Silent assassin leaving there with no, just disappearing out. Okay, second sector. He's taken back the time and a bit more. It's 79.3 to an 80.4 for Sarrazin there. So he's through the final sector and on to his next lap. We wait for Audi number 2 to come through. The gap, I think, is going to be roughly the same. And here is... No, that's not him.
I'd love to hear a little bit more radio communication from the Sarrazin car. We haven't had anything for a while. He's bound to be asking, you know, how am I doing and how's the gap. So I'm sure he'll be aware of the gap and maybe need to turn the screw a little bit more. He doesn't want to get caught. How's the GTE-Pro looking? Senna still in the lead. Good lead for him. 20 seconds over Fisichella. Westbrook in the Corvette, still in 3rd place. Oh, Fisichella's just done the fastest lap for that car. 3:55 for a GTE-Pro car. So, fastest lap of any GTE-Pro car, I would have thought, with that one. So it shows you their car's functioning well. Fisichella's up to speed.
Yeah, the last lap, look at the time, it was 3.2 quicker than Senna. Capped down to 1:32 at the front. Lotterer can start to take 2 and 3 seconds every lap. It's still a lot of laps to go. It's a long way to go. He needs to do that for the next
12 hours.
Stint. Yeah. Well, he didn't need to do it for 12 hours. He'd be passed by then. But if he could do it by the time we swap commentators with Bob and Gilles, they would be quite happy with that as we watch what is going on. And just getting some information fed into the back of the commentary box now as the 34 car gets themselves sorted. Orica Judd car. Classification after 12 hours just popped into the door. As we know it is, it hasn't changed from what it had actually changed, because on the hour, on the 12 hours, it did change, because Bernard got past Degrassi when they were stopped in there. The Ram racing car 43, is in the pits. Fuel, windscreen change. We get ourselves sorted there.
Yeah, that's the Pro car, the Ram Pro car.
Federico Leo.
Well down the order. They're actually last runners on the road at the moment. Had a few issues earlier on. The car was in a lot of trouble after being crashed in the qualifying session. So they've rebuilt the car and they've had extra issues during the race as well. So it's been a tough 24 hours for them. It's been a real baptism of fire. It's the first 24 hours of Le Mans for this team. So they're learning all the time. But they do have another car a bit higher up the order.
Get driver change for the Porsche team coming up. Porsche number 20 harvesting massively under braking there.
So Brendan Hartley there, patiently waiting to get back in the car. He did a long stint earlier on in the race. I think he did a quadruple stint, so they're all doing quadruples now. It's very nice to see you got Toyota, Audi and Porsche, top three different manufacturers. So far going well for Porsche on their first time back to Le Mans for many years, so it's great to see that, and they're only going to get stronger. They'll be here back stronger again next year. They might even win it. It's not over yet. They might even win it this year. So yeah, I think it's a fantastic achievement that they've managed over halfway through the race and they're still in a podium position. They've got another car in fifth position, so let's hope they can keep that up. Let's hope all these P1 cars can get to the end.
Okay, the Sarrazin Lotterer battle, 134, that's kind of stabilised now. Stefan Sarrazin being given the hurry up there, I think just to kind of keep that gap at what they wanted at. As you say, yeah, you can't write, if you're not writing off Audi number 1 in 4th, you can't write off for the Porsche in 3rd, can we? So
so you can't write any of them off.
No. So just sticking at that gap in P2, it's a minute 5 in P2. Car 34 is out on an out lap.
Some team radio from car 20. Yeah, just confirming that they're going to do the full stop with driver change, tires and fuel. Brendan Hartley now waiting. Big step up for him this year. He was driving in the Murphy prototype last year in P2, and then got the chance to come and join Porsche, move up to P1. Obviously, to grasp that opportunity with both hands, and here he is at Le Mans.
It's, as you say, yeah, incredible. I mean, what goes through your mind when you get the phone call of we want you to come and do this for us? It kind of must be like dream world.
It's memorable. It is memorable. These small things in life where you just remember them for the rest of your life. Yeah, the initial conversation you'll have where you get a big chance like this, and of course his dream was Formula One, but sports cars are up and coming, and to drive for a manufacturer like Porsche, it's, I would say, almost equal with Formula One. It's just different type of racing.
When you're getting paid, you're doing a world championship, you're in a manufacturer car, it's a big deal.
It is, yeah. I mean, as I said, the dream was always there to do Formula One. It's there for most young drivers starting out, and certainly he was a Red Bull back driver expecting to go to Formula One. In fact, he's done quite a few tests, but changed over to endurance racing now, and no doubt he will have a nice long career. He's still a young guy.
Okay, well, he's about to get another chance, this time in the dark, around this circuit, because car 20 is on pit road. 3rd place as they enter the pits. More than likely stay in 3rd place unless there's a delay in the pits.
So it's clear. Webber's the tallest in the car. He's the one that has he's set the base seat for himself, and the other two have inserts that go into the base seat.
So Webber's base seat is molded for him.
Yeah.
Then the back of their seat is molded to Webber's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like Lego.
Yeah, just building blocks into there. So it's what they call a full service. That's it. It's away. En route. Senna's lead, I think, has come down slightly. I'm sure we're into the 20 seconds at one point. It's now 8. It's not a lot, but it's 18.8 now. So
well, we saw Fisichella
starting to ramp it up,
exactly,
wasn't he?
3 laps ago or so. He did the fastest lap of a GT-Pro car. So he has eaten into it a bit. We've got Richard Westbrook, a little bit slower than Fisichella. Hasn't quite got onto the same pace. So he's being left behind. He's now a minute behind Senna, but Fisichella's only 18 seconds, so he's starting to close it back up again. Senna probably now in his 3rd stint, I would have thought. So he's bound to be coming into the pits pretty soon for another change.
Would they think of four stinting him?
Certainly, if the tyre
and himself feel up to it.
I don't think it could though. I think they're more likely to just do a 3-hour, or you know, depending on how the fuel lasts now and if there's any safety cars, that kind of thing. But generally, it's an hour per stint in a GT car.
Okay, Sarrazin is definitely stemming the flow of Lotterer, actually beating on the last lap. Not by much, but he did beat him, so it's now kind of leveled off as car number 1 enters the pits. De Grassi in, that'll be just a fuel stop. Because remember, that's the end of his 1st stint for De Grassi.
Got one of the Ferraris in as well. Got the 51 car, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Fisichella car, isn't it? Oh, hang about. There's tyres out for this Audi.
Maybe just there as a precaution.
Yeah. They did just seem to mean a bit of business when they appeared. I was thinking, hang about. Oh, we are putting tyres on it. Do you think,
I think they didn't do it. We didn't see this car leaving the pits, remember?
No.
So we saw it being pushed into the garage, we saw it being refueled, and then the driver change, and De Grassi going in the car while they fixed it. So I guess they didn't change tyres.
But you believe that that car would have gone onto the softer tyre earlier in the evening, so they're not just going onto them now. I'm just going to see if when they put their update up. He's out and running. Okay. Audi used the unscheduled pit stop also to put De Grassi in the car. That was the one that he's now finished his 1st stint on.
Yeah.
So let's see if they update.
14 cars going slow.
Oh man.
Mark Lieb.
Now we got a message into our box about team radio. He's got a long way to go, hasn't he?
That's Eduardo Freitas, the race director, coming over the radio saying that car 14 is slow.
Okay, now we touched on it about 20 minutes ago that they were reporting the brakes. Then he'd been into the pits and had a service, but
that's not a brake problem, is it?
No.
That's just driving slow.
That's as if it's in a gear and he's not going into any higher gear, or he's just on a pit speed limiter kind of function. It's, as you say, going slow.
Yeah, I'm not going to guess on what's wrong with his car because I just get it wrong. But yeah, he's obviously got an issue.
I mean, looking at it here in the dark, the speed that they're going past. Looking at it in the dark there, and it keeps like juddering, as if it's on a limiter of some sort. I mean, the speed limiters can't stick in, can they?
Well, yeah, it could be on the close to the limiter of first gear because he is going about the speed of first gear. Team radio again. Okay. Right, so he's on limp home mode. That's why he's going so slow.
It was fuel issues that they had earlier on when they lost their time earlier on. Now, an update on Audi #1. Pit stop from P4, rear puncture left. So that's why the tyres were changed, a rear puncture on that car. So fuel pressure problems. I'm sure I wrote that down on my notes from earlier on. Porsche 14, he lost fuel pressure issues at 32 minutes into the race. So that's the second time this car, for car 14, has a fuel-related issue. If there's one blessing, it's not the 20 car, it's the 14 car, which already has the problem. Not what he needed anyway, that's for sure. Okay, so yeah, that stop that the Grassy did about 5 minutes ago was unscheduled, and that was due to a tyre puncture on the rear left. So unscheduled stop, but they did put the fuel in it, and they are back out on track.
It's a long way home to the pits.
It's a long way home, isn't it?
Watching everyone else drive by you.
It's just quite scary.
Well, yeah, I've been in this situation as well myself, and you can just be minding your own business, and all of a sudden you get two prototypes fighting each other, and one's unsighted and just collects you, and that happened to me a few years ago. So it's never nice driving that speed around the circuit and just trying to keep out of the way, because sometimes people trip over you anyway.
We keep touching on closing speeds. I mean, this is even bigger, this closing speed. He's not far away now, but he's still got a little way. He's got the fast corners, and he gets caught in the middle of these.
Yeah, you hear that noise. I think that's him running over the curb. That's the rumble of the curb.
Do you think?
He's really trying to get out of the way. No, it's happening again now.
This is where there's someone going to come around the outside of him in there. But the... I was going to say, when the race director comes in, that's obviously directly into all the cars, the race director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's directly to the teams. The teams tell
and then the teams,
drivers.
okay.
But with the new system in the car, it's quite likely that they'll see a white light come up in their car to show that there's a slow-moving car ahead of them.
He can't be far away from us because he was in the final.
He's in the Porsche cars there.
He ain't going very fast, but he can't be far away. So that's going to be put on his little trolley jacks and spun round and pushed into the back. Car 88's obviously negotiated him somewhere on pit road. Here he is. He's just, God, that's taken an age. He needs a calendar to work out how much time he's lost, not a stopwatch. Here he comes.
Yeah, there's no slowing down for the line anyway, so
he's not got to worry about that.
He's not breaking the 60k limit.
No, not got to worry about that there. So he's now in. At this moment in time, the Japanese engineering is definitely winning out. The German cars of Porsche and Audi having problems, different related problems, but still problems nonetheless. I wonder if it's going to be, if they go straight to the same thing that they went to only 30 minutes in. Front and rear ends off this bodywork off this car. Dr. Ulrich watching on.
That looks like Chenet ready to go back in again as well.
Now he's in the #1 car. De Grassi hasn't done a massively long. He's only done he's done one stint, then an early stop, and this will be his second stint. So not a particularly. If they are going to change, obviously car 2 is on its way in. Lotterer on his way in. 201 laps completed for our leading car.
I think Lotterer is due to stay in that car. I don't think he's coming out now.
Okay, the front end's back. Now that looks like a new front end, to be fair. That's very clean, that front end.
No, he is getting it. So that's truly his new helmet. So I just didn't realise that he's got a new helmet, and that's truly.
Again, someone else who put in a huge performance when he was in the car first time. Okay, Nakajima ready as well. Notice when he got out the car after his first stint, kind of limping as he kind of walked away. Just
yeah, he was. Yeah,
just a slight kind
just
of
a bit stiff
after spending 3 hours in a #7 Toyota. Okay, just looking at the pro category in GT, Senna's lead now 1:10. I don't know where that's kind of appeared from, but 1:10, and then Westbrook actually dropping further. Westbrook nearly a minute down now on the other cars as cars start to filter into the pits. Senna, as we speak, coming past us into the pit lane. So that could well be a driver change.
Senna is the last of them to pit. That's why he's got
such a big lead
gap. Yeah, so he's run the whole stint. He's pulled out a nice gap. Let's see what they do. Whether they stick. Darren should be getting in next if it's his turn.
Okay, first garage in the pit lane is the Toyota garage, and Sarazan is in it. Truly on an outlap now, and the Porsche getting cleaned up. This has got a fuel issue, fuel pressure issue for the 14 car. Okay, right. Nakajima stood there, not needed.
Yeah.
Sarrazin back out.
Again, just it does seem that every stop that Toyota make, they have the spare driver ready to take the seat if needs be.
So the Porsche 14 still in the pits. 7 Toyota back out after a fuel stop. Senna in the pits, remember, the leader of the GTE-Pro category. This is where Fisichella starts to make up the time. Darren Turner now in that car. He's on an out lap.
So Fisichella has taken the lead.
Just noticed that. As you said, I was thinking, hang on, where's Fisichella gone? He's actually gone in front. So let's wait till we get some splits.
Is that down to the fact that they've changed tyres? Fisichella stayed in the car, his car, so he's had a splash of fuel.
Yellow at Marshall point 60, that's the second chicane.
Yeah.
Okay, waiting for sector times to pop up.
So well, we knew Fisichella was running slightly quicker than Bruno.
Yeah, but I mean, they're saying he's nearly 14.5 seconds up here on that first gap based on sector 1. Car 52 is the one that's been off at the second chicane. So let's just see, car 52. That's our friends in the Ferrari, number 52 Ferrari. I'm not sure who's in that car at the moment, but they've had a few dramas all the way along. So, right, there's still work going on the Porsche. Look at this, our P2 leader setting sector times and lighting up the screens blue. Mardenborough. Okay, Sebastian Buemi in the 6th overall Toyota number 8. Just dealing with some traffic. Now the driver change in the number 2 Audi, basically giving Sarrazin a 3-minute, 3-second lead, which will obviously come down when they decide to swap Sarrazin. And the gap between Fisichella and Darren Turner, 15.6 seconds. It's the gap between first and second in the Pro category.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I think Fisichella's stayed in the car, he's taken fuel, no tyres. The Aston's had a driver change and had tyres as well.
Had a full lot,
fuel.
didn't they?
So obviously that's been a bit slower. I also wonder, as I was saying earlier on,
okay, right, you know what Buemi's doing here? He's 2 laps. He's going to go 1 lap away from actually overtaking this Porsche and going into 5th overall. So he's ahead of the game, thinking, hang around, if we can make another lap or so here,
yeah,
we can get an overall position. It's frantic work going on the Porsche 14 in the pits. It's a fuel pressure issue. That's what the driver was reporting on the straight when he was making his way back. Okay, here's Fisichella on board with him.
Yeah, as I was saying, I just wonder whether that Ferrari, they are very good on their tyres, and I wonder whether they've managed an extra stint on the tyre, which would save a 20-second stop tyre change, which would put them ahead of the Aston, which is where they are now. So it's difficult to know exactly what's happened and what their schedule is for tyre changes, but they've certainly leapfrogged the Aston when it did look like they had a nice, safe lead in the 97 car. So Darren has now got to fight back up. He's almost 15 seconds behind Fisichella.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a bit of a gap behind him, so you don't need to worry so much behind. But as you say, he's starting to come down. It's now 14.5. Again, that could just be a traffic issue. I do love this Ferrari in the braking and acceleration zone. It's real commitment, real aggression. I think you called it brutal earlier on, which it kind of is.
That's the thing. I'm a big fan of the modern car, and I do like the paddle shift gearbox. Of course, I've come through most of my career with a normal sequential, so you're you know, really using the engine braking a lot and on the downshifts, and I'm used to doing that. But now everything's paddle shift, so it blips it on its own. You just shift down, and if you've changed too early, it just won't accept it, and then you've got to try again a little bit closer to the corner.
Okay, we need to just keep an eye on when Buemi comes back. I think he's just crossed the line. Yeah, he's just crossed the line there. We need to keep an eye on Buemi, and potentially because that Porsche 14 is still parked in the pits, so Buemi could be on for a position here, which is exactly what he's wanting. You got to think, car number 8, an hour and a half or so into this race, was parked against the wall, looking very, very, very sorry for itself.
That's right, yeah, with that massive rain shower that came, it was touch and go whether he could get it back, actually.
But the speed he went into the barrier, he didn't really have a right to get it back, to be honest, and fair play, they got it back and they got it fixed. He didn't hit that wall, hit the Armco at some speed. Came from nowhere. Wow.
He is still 12 laps down the leader, so it will take, for him to come back up onto the podium, it will take a minor miracle, but this is Le Mans, it can happen.
Fisichella out of the final chicane and on his way to another lap. Sounds great, does sound good. Okay, Prost out on a lap, outlap in the Rebellion. They've had problems with that car. They've now started to drop down the order. 4 P2 cars past them now. Now, I'm just trying. So Fisichella's got 12.
Yeah, so Darren took a couple of seconds out of him on that lap.
But yeah, he's got 12 on him. He's actually just taken in that first sector just a little bit more as well. Only 0.4, but a little bit more. Westbrook's times are not far away now, but he just seemed to struggle early on in his stint. So
yeah, that's unusual. Westy's normally very rapid, so I don't know what he's got going on in the car. But we're seeing the lap times on the basis of tyres now. So you've got Darren, who's just done a 3:57, and Fisichella, who's done a 3:59. Fisichella probably on older tyres. Darren, we know, on new tyres. And so another, what, 7 laps, and Darren should be, well, at best anyway, 7 laps, then he should be right on Fisichella's back door.
Okay, the
14 car back out.
Buemi is not far away from this, you know. I think we're going to see a position. Just keeping an eye on this. It's going to. They've been in that pits 13 or so minutes in that car. He's running again, so the 14 Porsche is back out, but Buemi has just gone past him and up into 5th place for the Toyota number 8. So there's a little bit of a battle there now. So I believe they're going to be on the same lap when they come out. So Buemi 5th, and the 14 Porsche of Mark Lee down in 6th place. He's on an out lap. Let's just hope that car runs fine and gets going. Our leader in P2 has just been in just for fuel. Martin Barrett staying in the car. Okay, Porsche not telling us quite yet what was wrong with that car. They just said it's left the pits. New tyres and refueling. And something else has gone onto that car to make it go as fast as it's going now, because it wasn't going that fast when we last saw it on track. Okay, I thought I just saw a blue sector time for Westbrook, but I haven't. .205 laps in the book for Stefan Sarazan.
It's probably the hardest time now for the drivers, because it's the dead of night, and when you start to see the sun coming up, starts to just the sky starts to get a bit lighter, which won't be far away now. Probably about an hour away or so.
Yeah.
That's when you start to get that feeling. Okay, we're almost there. We've almost made it through the night. But this is the hardest time. This kind of 4 o'clock.
Kind of must be really weird in the dark and in the car. You're not, because you are constantly overtaking cars when you're in the big category. But here, looking at this Porsche, I'm on my own. There's no one else out here. I'm just going round and round and round. As you say, it's kind of like. It's a strange feeling. You race for 24 hours, and it's when you've had a bad day as well, you're kind of thinking, I wish these 24 hours would just kind of speed up and get to the end. Car 29 reported to the stewards for speeding in the pit lane. Car 29, that is our
P2 car. Right, so
a lockup was that or something, or
yeah, he's just the engineer's just saying be gentle with the tires. Is this his first stint still? So he's got a long way to go on these tires yet.
Yeah, I didn't know whether you said he was locking up the tires or something, but yeah, the 14 car passed us and completes its outlap from the pits. It's all running fine. Now he's 57 seconds behind Buemi. So a little bit of a fight going on there. The SMP racing cars. Can't see who's in there. 72 Ferrari.
This car was quite high up. That was a second place car in the Am, GTE-Am.
parked.
So still the Aston 95 leading the category. And now currently still this, the 72 has dropped down a bit now. So the second place car now is a Ferrari 61 of Venturi. So that 72 was running second. It's in the pits just now with Bertolini in the car. Andrea Bertolini, factory Ferrari driver. Some kind of issues. It could be, yes, it looks like it's a standard brake change.
But maybe it just seems potentially a bit more frantic than what it should be, particularly on this front corner here, on the front right.
Yeah,
front left, sorry.
Certainly had some brake pads though. No, it's more than that, isn't it?
Three, don't care. It's DOL.
Yes, that's more than just a standard brake change.
Car 58. That's the car 58 is our Ferrari, which it is the right car.
Yeah, Iari in the car.
Yeah, Fabian Barthez, the Fabian Barthez car, but he's not in that car at the moment. So, our leader overall, as we know, is the number 7 Toyota. He's got a lead of 2 minutes 8 seconds. Our leader in LMP2 is the car 35. The yellow flag at 95 and 96. Okay, that's just before Indianapolis. It's on the quick right and before Indianapolis. We might get a message of why that was, might soon. Car 67 in the gravel. Car 67. Okay, that's a Porsche. I don't know who's in car 67, but who is actually sat in it, but it's
one of the lower running cars.
Yeah, it's the French, all French crew in car 76, sorry, is it? No, 67, I was looking at the wrong car there, sorry.
So Eric Hillary, again, a very experienced driver.
He was
Going to be back on board with 7 Team Radio.
Okay, you did say about 5 or 6 minutes ago, I'd like to hear some Stefan Sarazan radio. Wow, 6 seconds on the last lap. That's
so you can't put it any more straightforward than that.
No, can you up the pace, please?
We've got one of the Astons in now.
It's a Danish car, I think. The leader in the Am category. I'm sure that is the Danish car, the 95 car. Yeah, there's been a driver change. Didn't see who got in there. Car 67 is still in the gravel.
Probably Nicky Team now in the car, I would have thought. Again, another very fast driver. Factory Audi driver now.
Tell you what, truly on a real mission again. Sector 1, he's 2.2 quicker than Sarazan. We won't get a second or a third sector time pure and simply because Sarazan's already through and away. Waiting for some time to pop up, but I want to see what the kind of overall is now. I mean, if he can keep taking 5 or 6 seconds, well, if he can keep taking 4 or 5 seconds, give him a bit of a benefit.
I think that was a one-off lap. I think
I think that's a traffic lap, isn't it? Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it is. We want a bit of a battle, want a bit of a fight. It's 2 minutes, 3 seconds at the end of that lap.
So if you remember when Andre was in the car, he'd got the gap lower than that.
Yeah,
so
but they've had a driver change. Sarazan hasn't. Right. Nakajima was ready to change and he didn't. So they do have a driver change to come up. Because they changed, because as you pointed out, when they came in, Andre got out, Benoit got in, and then Sarazan didn't change. In the pits is Buemi, coming in from 5th place.
Right, so they've got the tyre change, driver change, time in hand for the next stop.
Yeah.
So the 8 car's in now.
That's the driver change as well in the 8 car. Who's that getting in?
Good stint from Buemi. Brought the car back up to 5th place now. Anthony Davidson going in.
Anthony giving a pat on the back to Buemi as he got out of the car. This is just a big push, isn't it? This is a huge push just because they can. Because if it stops, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly. They're back up there fighting.
Okay, Davison now in that car, in the 8 car, and on their way out. Trillier quicker again in sector 1 by 1.1. Dropped a little bit, dropped 0.9 in sector 2. To look at the Darren Turner Fisichella gap. That's 47 seconds there. Between them.
No. Is it not 7 seconds?
Sorry, it is. Sorry, 7 seconds. Sorry. It's now 2 seconds.
Well, no, let's wait till they come right. I'm not sure where they are, actually. It seems to be fluctuating, it's changing all the time.
Waiting to see if yeah, let's wait. Well, whereabouts are they at? Well, they're in the final. Let's give it maybe just do it out the window and have a look. Ferris wheel stopped going round as well. So we're looking for 51 to 97. Now remember that Ferrari does have their day glow strip up the A-pillars. That's quite recognizable when it appears. And Ferris wheel started up again. People are on board and it started up. Waiting for Fisichella. We're just going to look out the window just to kind of get an exact time. I think you could be right with the 6 seconds though.
So we're looking at the Sebastian Loeb car in the pits there from Pier 5 of LMP2. René Rast at the wheel.
Okay, here they come. That's the 51. And that's the
98.
98, that's it, yeah. That is.
So there's the 97. So no, he is close.
He is, but yeah.
But he's not that close.
Yeah. Well, but he is. It is this 6 seconds.
Yes, he's closed up a lot of time.
Yeah. So Marshall point 100 is a yellow flag. Marshall point 100. Okay, that is at Arnage. We've got a yellow flag. We're not sure who it is at the moment. Let's see if we got any messages coming in. No new messages. The Audi team fast asleep.
Dumas looking on there.
Yeah, I think and Porsche team seem to be stood up all the time, as if like, right, if we stay stood up, we won't fall asleep. Okay, someone sat there, stood there, ready with the driver. Still a yellow flag at Marshall. It's gone now. Marshall point 100 is clear. Sarazan on the last lap, losing 2 seconds to the Audi number 2. And we are on board with that Audi number 2. They got to go for it, haven't they? They just got to go for it.
I think they are going for it. I think they're flat out. Another 2 seconds up him, as you say, so still a big gap though.
Yeah, it is a big gap. I think the driver change and fuel stop, well,
yeah, could cut it down a bit.
Yeah, you got 15, 20 seconds there that they're thinking, right, we've already got that. If we can start to nibble in, start to put some pressure on, yeah, all these drivers, experienced drivers, but let's just start to kind of like squeeze them a little bit.
Yeah, and as the engineer was saying, please can you up the pace a little bit? So they are getting a bit nervous of the Audi catching them up.
We did see though in the warmer conditions, the Toyota was far stronger than the Audi. Audi has come into it more in the cooler conditions in the dark. So equaled each other in the first sector, 33.6 for both of them. As I'm now keeping an eye on, because they're in the final sector, the Fisichella-Turner battle. It is 6.1 between them. I think they're both in a little bit of traffic. Oh, hang about. 74 cars being wheeled back in. That's a 74 car. Now, is that a big service? That's a full service, I think, because
that's a brake service. Yeah,
that's a brake service in there. So
I mean, we were conscious of Westy losing time, and I wonder whether he was just having issues on the brakes.
Yeah, maybe just not.
Because remember, we were seeing Tom Milner pumping the brake pedal a lot.
Brakes, yeah. Okay, here's this battle. They're coming past us there. So there's a rogue Aston Martin in the middle, which is slightly deceptive. But there's the other one. It's still 6-ish seconds, so that'll do us. As just catching them as well is the leading Toyota, Stefan Sarazan. Catching him slowly, but is catching him, is the number 2 Audi. Benoit Truitt in that car at the moment.
And the Aston of Darren Turner is catching Fisichella as well in the 51 Ferrari. So we're close to that battle resuming between those two.
That's it. Okay, airlines, air guns out the way. All the wheels are on it. It's going to get wheeled out. Spun round. Fired up.
Stalled it again.
He's on his way. Okay.
That's a difficult thing because you don't want to rev it too much and spin the wheels.
The wheels spin, yeah.
So you've got to drive it away slowly, like a road car. But then you're
they don't like
at risk of stalling. Yeah. It's a difficult thing to do.
Lumpy and everything when you're trying to get it away. This is our third place car at the moment. Brendan Hartley in the Porsche number 20. As I know Bob touched on earlier on, our factory teams run 1, 2, 3 for Audi, and it's made contact.
So he's hit the number 18 car. Who is the number 18 car?
Okay, number 18 car.
Is there a number 18 car?
No, well, I don't have a number 18 car on my spotter guide.
I misheard the number then, but he's hit somebody.
To be fair...
Maybe 80? Is there an 80?
No, we don't have an 80 either. But
certainly an 8 in there somewhere. Could be the...
You see, I didn't actually, if I'm honest, I didn't hear that bit, but because I was concentrating on something else, but I just heard him saying front left.
Yeah, so he's had contact with another car anyway. And they're obviously concerned, is it big contact, is it damaged, or are you able just to continue without any trouble?
Okay, this gap now between Fisichella and Turner down to 4 seconds. As they go into the final sector of the lap. So that's starting to come down quite considerably. That's a third of what the gap was. So you really will be able to start and see him. It's one way of helping your driver.
That's his second place car. Got a British driver, Ollie Webb in that car. Could be him that's getting in now, in fact. Is it? Oh, the helmets look similar.
Yeah. Okay, the 20 car, our third place car. Brendan Hartley into the pits. There goes our leader, Stefan Sarazan, staying out on track. And the Fisichella-Turner battle is going to be heading towards the end of that. They're in the final sector somewhere, so get a glance out the window. Here they are. I think this is them. Yeah, they are. It's a 97 car we're looking for. That must have been. I thought that said 98, but it must have said 97. Because it's now, the gap is 3 seconds in there, so 3.1 seconds. So that's just been a fuel stop, I think. What's going on here? There's a bit of a... Oh, what's that?
It looks as oil. It looks standard. It looks like a normal thing for them to do.
But they can't obviously do that while they're putting the fuel in, which is why they had to wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the only things you can do while putting fuel in are change the driver,
clean the window.
And clean the window as well. Clean the lights.
Okay, I think it's time to try and get the director to turn to Fisichella-Turner. We have on board in-car camera with Fisichella, but he is being hunted down quite sternly now.
4 seconds off in that time. Darren Turner down to 3:55, so setting a pretty good pace.
Sarazan actually beating Trullier in that lap, so it's coming back. Coming back to him now, so it's exactly what he wanted. Team radio. We got 10 hours, 33 minutes, and he's getting a call as if it's like 2 laps from the end. We need to bring the car home. Or is that just bring it home to the pits? Because what you've just clipped or hit needs work on it. But to me, home is finish, which is 10.5 hours away. Still a long way away anyway, whatever.
Well, it did sound like he was just saying to him, you know, keep cool. We don't need any more contact.
Well, he's on his outlap. Remember, he went into the pits. That was obviously, have they... Okay, he's changed the nose, I believe. he's hit a blue Ferrari, is what we're being told. But judging by the paint on it, there's a blue paint on the front of that Porsche 20. So when they change the nose. Let's try and see if we'll see anything else.
So that could have been the 58, because we heard him say 8 as well. And that's got blue on it. You never know.
Yeah. Okay, gearbox change on the 52 Ferrari. Yeah, and we were right with the 74 car. Brake pad change, brake pads and disc change on the 74 car.
Right, we're getting our wish. Here's the battle.
Also, Oliver Gavin has replaced Richard Westbrook in that car.
This shouldn't be too much of an issue, because Darren has been so much quicker over the last few laps. And even the 98 Aston, which obviously has let Darren through, is just behind. So Fisichella, I think, struggling on his tyres now. I think he's done an extra long stint on them, and they're not enjoying this last stint.
Maybe just keep an eye out for the 20 Porsche. It might just have to pop back into the pits here. I'm just getting a message that a double stop could be required. Brake issues for the 20 Porsche. I'm not saying that is definitely what's going to happen, but we'll see.
Well, he's still on track just now, so he hasn't pitted yet. Team radio of 7. Right, so as we suspected, there's going to be a change to Kazuki Nakajima, and tyre and fuel stop with the number 7 Toyota, and they're going to lose some time to the trail away number 2 Audi. So we should see that gap come down a bit from 2 minutes.
Okay, the race director has just been telling car 71. Ferrari 71, it needs to turn both headlights on. Well, when you turn them on, they should both come on, unless there's one that's bulb's broken. So maybe that might be a bulb change for car 71. So our 13 results just dropped through the door on onto our desk. Yeah, so Oliver Gavin back in that car as well. So as well as changing the discs and pads, change the driver. So Darren Turner
is now past.
Yes, I was going to say, I'm just on the screen, but I didn't see that. We're on board. I suppose there was some P1s and P2s coming through, but that is Darren in front of him now, isn't he? So. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's Kazuki Nakajima just limbering up, getting ready to get back in the car. They're going to pit this lap, Sarazan in. Still controlling the race nicely. Back on board with the 51 Ferrari, the Aston 97, now the new leader of GTE-Pro.